That's my grandfather's name.
Is it?
Yeah, in Sinhalese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck. Looks
It
like
says
they've done it
Apucha.
deep as.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you feel that, comes up
Yeah.
as a bit 3D.
That would have been painful.
No, surprisingly not.
No,
I
it was
can't
not.
remember. I don't even know why it's coming up 3D-ish and sticking out.
So when did you get that done?
Man, so when I was like 19-ish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 19, 20.
Rebelling against the family, brother.
Oh, actually, I hid it for a while. They didn't know for a while, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did was I just got my mum to make the stencil.
Yep. Oh, your mum made it?
Yeah, she didn't know what it was for.
Oh, really?
That I had a
That's funny.
in Sinhalese. So I got it, took it to the tattoo place.
Yeah.
And they got it done.
You get it done here?
Yeah. And yeah, like I was too scared to show him.
Yeah.
I know they'll crack it.
Yeah.
The good thing is I knew G-Man had a tat.
Yeah, he had. I remember him had like the camera, and he has Linkin Park or something up here.
Yeah. He got his.
Has he got more?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple now.
Yeah?
I think he got some on his ankle or something. I can't remember.
True.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get more?
Wow, tempted, man. Tempted. They're pretty addictive.
They are, man. I got my first one like earlier.
Oh, nice. That's
It's
Aboriginal?
Yeah, Mauritius with the Aboriginal insert. Nice. But yeah, because I've always wanted it for like years and years. And then I got it in Bali. Oh, and now I'm just like constantly just like fuck. I want to just get the whole arm done now.
Yeah, that would be gangster, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen those full on sleeves?
Yeah, that's why. Like I've got a few things I wanted to like get done and then just try and tie it in. What do you want to get done?
That's the thing, man. Lots of things about because even this, I was thinking about it for 1.5, 2 years before I got it.
Yeah.
Because I always knew I wanted to get a tat.
Yeah.
I was thinking first of all what to get.
Yeah.
And second of all where to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I ages and ages and ages.
Oh, at least, yeah.
And yeah.
That's probably a good way to do it. You didn't just get it drunk one night.
Oh, no. No. I knew it's permanent.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah, that's like this, man. I didn't really think of this. I wanted this design, but like the actual finishing product of where it is and stuff, I didn't think of it for ages, man.
Yeah.
And pretty much just like the last day of Bali, I'm just like, fuck it, let's get a tattoo.
So what does that mean to you, getting that tat?
Because I'm half Mauritian, half Indigenous, so it's just like, not many people knew that, and I was just like, as I got older, I sort of came to terms with it.
Nice.
And accepted it a bit more, you know. So I was just like, it just means that pretty much. It's half. That's like it's just like simple. But like I got it done simply because I wanted to add to it, so I didn't get shading or anything. So I can, when I know what I want properly, they can add to it. But yeah,
You're gonna get that coloured as well?
Nah. I think our skins just suit this colour, man.
Yeah, I know.
White boys can have it coloured.
Yeah. Yeah, the colour will turn out bad on us.
Yeah, true.
Imagine like red, it'll be pretty much
yeah,
like black,
yeah, true.
maroon.
All right, man. Let's pop your mic in front of you. We'll get started.
Sure, man. Oh, we haven't started already?
Yeah, I've got to add all this, but just so the sound's a bit better.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers, big fella.
All right, cheers, man.
All right, thanks for coming on, brother.
Oh, good, man.
We got the big Vishanator.
Yep.
What's your nickname, Vishan?
Everyone just calls me Vish.
Yeah.
Cricket mates call me Mushy.
Yeah, I remember Mushy back in the day.
Yeah, man. Fucking, that's a nickname to remember.
But I wasn't sure if you still like getting called that or not. So I thought I'd better stick to Vishan or Vish.
Nah, man. Always get, man.
Sometimes like nicknames back in the day, and then people like get older and stuff, and they're like, don't call me that, brother.
I still got that, man.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I remember all the cricket mates.
Yeah.
Like some of them didn't know what my real name was.
Oh, really?
They thought my name was Mushy.
Yeah. That's a bit like your brother.
What?
He has his name, and then he just changed his name, and then some people probably don't know.
They were calling him Frankie.
Yeah, some people don't know what his real name was.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back how he got that fucking name.
I'm not sure either, man. It's just one day it was G's, one day it was Frankie.
Remember, now I remember. Remember Aaron Mortarella? William's little brother?
No, I don't. I'm bad with memory, bro.
They had an older brother named, I can't remember his name. Yeah, he used to play cricket together.
Yep.
Oh, this is back when much younger, like in high school days.
Yep.
And he just made up the name Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Called him
And all
Frankie.
the time, because that was years and years ago. He liked being called Frankie as a nickname.
Yeah.
I never knew how that came about.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That's classic, huh?
Yeah.
What's he go from now? Is it Jeeves or is it still Frankie?
Yeah,
Just whatever
Jeeves.
suits.
Yeah.
It's whatever suits.
Let's call him Wanker or whatever it is.
Do you have the
Nah, he's a
classic?
good bloke.
You have the classic brotherly
Oh
banter?
yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Because is he where you are at the moment as well? Are you
As
still
a-
are you still all both at your folks?
Nah, he's got to be moving to Footscray.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Living the yuppie life,
Oh,
Frankie.
yeah, man. He is. With his
Don't
missus.
forget the little people.
Exactly.
Don't forget where you come from.
Mm.
Anyway, thought it'd be cool. We chatted off air about sort of the agenda, but you're into sales.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be cool just to sort of explore that maybe a little bit.
Mm.
And you were pretty keen, so
Yeah,
That's-
man.
it was pretty cool.
Mm.
Probably going to be a little bit of a sensitive topic, I suppose we're getting into,
Nah, it's nothing sensitive, man.
but
Yeah.
but I mean, if it's coming from us, it can't really be sensitive or racist, can it?
Mm.
So I think people just got to accept it.
Exactly, man.
But I wanted to dive into because I felt the same. That's why I wanted to get you on because I saw your videos online, and then it just made me think after watching your videos, your little short clips with the customers, which we'll get into later. But like obviously you got to maybe I don't know if you cold call them or like how you approach them to try and get that business. But the way we look to probably the way we sound or were raised.
Yeah.
Because I know your folks are still traditional, but you're probably raised more with traditional influence, but probably Australian influence as well.
Yeah.
That's probably the way, like why you're the way you are. And I was, while I don't look Australian, I was pretty much the opposite. I was raised by my sister and her partner, and I was raised pretty much as Aussie as you can get, with not much Mauritian or the Indigenous influence. So I thought it'd be pretty good to get you on to have a chat about how it is in sales, sounding like and communicating with people like we're just Australian, but then having that first interaction of how we look to how they approach it, which I would assume would be pretty standoffish maybe at the start when they see yourself, or if say they saw me, because I used to be in sales, like counter sales and stuff like that, but I didn't do much like house to house stuff or phone call stuff. But yeah, how is it?
Oh man,
Like how do you get around that to connect? Say if you have an Australian customer, how do you get around that to connect so they see past that initial first that first image of you and probably shut off and get a bit defensive and say like, nah, we're good, man. We're all good. But then how do you get past that? It's really interesting.
That's a really good topic because I've experienced that a bit.
Have you?
Because the good thing is, a lot of the customers I talk on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
As you can tell by my voice.
Yeah. So they're
sound
sort of
pretty Aussie.
Yeah. Same like me. So they're already used to your voice.
Yeah.
But then do they get a sort of how they?
I think it was the other job, the other solar company I was with. We didn't call them up beforehand.
Okay.
They were all given to us.
Okay.
So I definitely saw that, not rock up at the door.
Yep.
So the initial reaction was, looking
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
The body language closed up a bit.
Yeah. It's really I think Australia is really strange for that sort of.
Yeah. At the same time, I just took it as there's two ways you can look at that, Jace. You can either play a victim.
Yep.
Right, or you can just do something about it.
Okay.
What I normally do is I just have a chat to them, show them I'm a real person.
Yep.
Just like them.
Yep.
And focus on that. Well, there are some bad people out there. I've heard some horror stories
Yeah.
though, and they were saying because we used to do door knocking, and book leads.
Yep.
So I've heard some stories where they're saying, "Oh, just don't send an Indian.
Oh, wow.
Softened over."
Okay.
It's crazy. You get the bad and the good.
Yeah. So obviously in the bad times, how did you sort of deal with that? Because obviously, I would imagine like personally and emotionally and stuff, you're probably thinking like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like you, brother. You know what I mean? Like, so how'd you get over that to then still be confident to keep going through?
That's a tough one. So I haven't experienced that as much as some other people.
Okay. Yep.
The good thing is my accent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's saved me a lot. I'll be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Luckily there. And then, because I know there are some, dodgy, crazy, racist people out there for sure.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, man, I haven't had anything too crazy.
Yep.
Well, that's the one thing I deal with it. I just say, look, instead of letting it get to me,
Yep.
I'm gonna just choose how to respond to it.
Okay. So you just pretty much just keep moving forward and just keep sort of pushing whatever your agenda is, and
Yeah, exactly, man.
and then they probably see through that and see they probably understand how genuine you are, because like that's one thing. Excuse me. That's one thing I noticed. Like, you can look a certain way, like you look, how you look, and I look how I look, but then once we start talking and stuff, they can probably see that like we're genuine, we're humble. You know what I mean? We put a smile on the face. We're
Exactly, man.
People, I think these days that people could tell genuine people from fake people, but it's just a shame that like that's like the stereotype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people ring up call centers and get frustrated if they don't talk to an Australian person or stuff like that. But I could sort of understand a certain point, only to the fact that just call centers in general, not so much if it's in Australia or if it's somewhere else. Like, they've obviously been trained to do what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
But I thought it pretty interesting topic. So you haven't really had to deal with it too much, but on the smaller side of it, you're pretty much, you sort of just push through it and just ignore it.
Yeah. Like, I haven't experienced anything too crazy.
Yep.
Would that still work if I put it there?
Yeah, man.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a store, back in year 7. It was back in End of the Hills days. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And then
Original E-Heels crew.
Yeah, man. He was all the way.
Respect.
It's shut down now.
Yeah, I know. I spoke to that in one of the podcasts. It's like, you're old when your school gets demolished.
Man, I mean, when you were driving past there, remember when we were at school?
Yeah.
We used to think it was bloody massive.
Yeah, that's right.
Now
Yeah.
you're driving past there, and it's such a small area.
What is it now? I haven't been there.
There's nothing there.
Because
It's
like
empty.
my sister and stuff still in Devon Hills, same spot, but I don't really drive past that area much.
Yeah.
So is it just a block?
Yeah, it's just empty now. All demolished.
Sure. Shouldn't they have done something with that by now?
Yeah.
I think they're going to do houses or some shit.
Yeah, probably. Oh, what was I? Yeah, so I remember year 7. I remember this guy calling me a curry muncher.
Yeah.
He's Aussie dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just didn't faze me at all. I think, what the fuck's a curry muncher?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And then someone's like, oh, he called you a curry muncher.
Yeah.
What's curry muncher? Because I never took it as an offense.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what to do, so I just ignored it.
Mm.
But I found, definitely, especially growing up playing cricket.
Yeah.
You get those, those racist remarks as a joke.
That's surprising because
But
that's surprising. You say, like in sort of sport and in cricket and stuff, because cricket has a lot of different nationalities in it.
100%.
Especially cricket.
Mm.
And so it's like a bit odd that they can say that. But anyway.
I always took it as it was like pretty much like banter.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just when you look at their actions.
Yeah.
That's what I was used to judge them by.
Okay.
A lot of the cricket coaches that helped me out, they were looking back at it. They were actually white.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that actually helped a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see how like some of that language can be affecting, say, like someone with a lesser thick skin than me. Like a thin skin.
That's one thing. Prior to this podcast, we probably haven't caught up, probably since the younger years.
Yeah, man, it's been ages.
Yeah, I know it's been ages. So, but one thing you sort of, even back then, it's sort of got the vibe that you just did what you wanted anyway, man, and nothing fazed you. I sort of got that vibe anyway. You're always like mushy. You did whatever you wanted to do, man.
Bro.
Which is good, man. It's the best way to be. Just be who you are. Just fucking do whatever you want, man. Don't let anything faze you.
Yeah. Also, if you look at how we get our stereotypes, because I think stereotypes are important. That's how the mind works, right? Is, let's say, for example, back in the Stone Age days, right?
Yep.
When man was first around.
Yep.
So let's say you see a tiger.
Yep.
Saber-toothed tiger. You've never seen one before.
Yep.
Thinking, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
And then you go up to it and you think, oh, see what it's about. Then it attacks you, bites your arm off, but you get away. So from then on, your brain, the subconscious mind, will be telling you anything with sharp teeth, long claws,
Yep.
4 legs.
Yeah. Interesting way to look at it.
He's going to be like attacking you.
Okay.
So then you focus on now. Let's say in the news, they're saying next X type of religion is doing this, right? Or X type of race is doing this, and then you're automatically gonna have that preconceived notion in your head because your mind can only take in a certain amount of information.
Yeah.
So what it does, it actually deletes, distorts, and generalizes all that information
Oh wow.
to
Okay.
fit a current hypothesis in your mind. That's
There you
what
go.
it does.
Yeah, look at that, mate. I had no idea.
Mm.
So it sort of does make sense, though. Like something happens to you, sort of in the past or something, straight away, you're going to associate something negative with. You don't have an open mind, I guess.
Yeah, man. That's why, as crazy as feminists are, right? I never, I could kind of see where they're coming from.
Yep.
Imagine growing up. Let's say you get abused by men your whole life.
Yeah.
Of course, when you get older, you're gonna hate men, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I never. It's as annoying as they are. That's why I never, fully hate them.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's what they've been through. Right?
Just with everything, man. There's always you got to look to two sides. There's always two sides to a story, man. So, to be honest, I haven't really looked into feminists too much because I just feel like it's just something I just don't really need to care about. I choose what I care about, choose what I don't care about.
True that, man.
Otherwise, I'll have anxiety and be stressing over nothing, man.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's the worst. You don't want that.
The biggest fear on my mind at the moment is you're trying to build a podcast. I guess that's one thing that stresses me out because it's a lot more work than I thought it would be. But
because all this
I
time,
enjoy it.
I bet it'll just be like sitting in front of a camera chatting.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit of work.
What goes into making a podcast?
Obviously, I'm still starting out, so I'm not full on like say other people are or YouTubers like YouTubers that do content. But the thing that takes probably the most time because for me being behind this is natural, man. Like I don't get like I can talk, and just talking to a person is easy.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's not. So that side of it, 100% fine. I've never had reservations about that. But it's just teaching myself to edit, and then all the social media stuff is really time consuming, and I do it all myself because obviously we're just starting out. We don't have a budget or anything, so so when I first started editing, it could take hours, man, just because I didn't know how to use the program. Now I've got it a bit quicker, but still, like once I, like we do a video, and then once the video is done, then I go through it and I edit it, and probably not the best job, as people can probably tell sometimes. But then like now I'm doing like a thumbnail for YouTube, so then I edit it, do a thumbnail, export it, which can take an hour, and then import it into YouTube, which takes time, as people probably know. And then after that's done, then I got to, like, because I'm trying to build the brand, and then I got to pump it through like Insta, Facebook, and then me and Logan, which is a co-host, me and Logan have like our own group chat. We talk about ideas and certain other things. And then on top of that now, I've got to try and line up people like yourself that's, like willing to come on, even though it's, doesn't get a lot of views at the moment or it's that popular, but still willing to come on and sort of support it. So I got to line all that sort of stuff up and work around that. And then, so, then little things like the light, I noticed the lighting was pretty average compared to other podcasts or videos I watch. So then you go out, set the lights up and set microphones and make sure it all works and stuff. So there's a little bit that goes into it, but I super enjoy it, and I did want to do it for a while. So hopefully we can I can build it up a little bit, and maybe 5 years or something. Yeah, it'll be a pretty well known podcast, which would be super cool. Hard thing is, to be honest with you and the listeners, hard thing is like everybody's doing a podcast. You know what I mean? So you try, like, how do you stand out? And the way I thought about, like, how do I stand out, or how's this podcast going to stand out to all the other podcasts? And man, the only answer I can come up with is, man, I've got funny stories. Me and Logan get along, if I get people on from, when we're growing up or interesting people, like, surely the listeners will get our character and you'll hear some funny stories from our past and stuff, and
hell yeah.
And then that's why I like to keep it maybe a bit raw and a little bit unedited, so people can relate. And it's just like, we're just dudes talking, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Take it as you want, but yeah, got a bit off track a little bit, but
that's all right, man.
podcast
Keep it-
podcast 101.
Keeping it raw, right?
Yeah, podcast 101.
Yeah.
That's why, for example, some people, like my housemates, for example, like might watch a video and say, "Oh, you should have edited this out or that out." But then if people have watched the podcast before this one with Grant, they'll see certain areas where, like, say, I leave to get a beer and Grant looks a little bit uncomfortable, and he might sort of just not really talk too much or something. But I'll leave that in because it's just like that's just what happened. So why sort of make it look like it's smooth and then cuts to something else? And then they sort of know Grant's character and they might relate a little bit because maybe they're not the best behind a camera or they get a bit nervous. So there's all methods to my madness, whether it's correct or right, correct or wrong, you know. But
I think it's just gotta try and be different from what everyone else is doing, right?
But that's also, I can ask you the same question because you've got your own social media following, I guess.
Yeah, man.
So what? So maybe we can tell the listeners a bit about that, and then lead that into a bit about what you do.
Absolutely, man. So I just started that because I looked at all what the other solar companies are doing.
Yep.
They were just pumping out ads.
Yeah. Okay.
So you didn't know who was behind it.
Yeah. So a bit like just faceless, a bit in your face. Yeah. Like just
so just looking at the brand, they were sucking up their prices and all that.
Okay.
So I just rather had that personal touch.
Yep.
Where I just put the customer testimonials.
Yep.
Have me talking about solar and answering any questions.
Yep.
So I want to have more of a educational page.
Yep.
So because I understand like when people are going to solar, they don't know anything. Some people don't know anything at all.
Yeah. Or I don't. So.
Yeah.
So what's your page called? Give it a shout out. Give it a plug.
It's called Vishan's Solar Warriors.
Okay. Where'd the name come from?
To be honest, I didn't really spend too much thinking about the name.
You're a warrior, mate.
I just thought
fighting off the coal.
Yeah. I know, man. Because it's just weird. I don't even know how I came up with that name. Because I know we used to call the Solar Warriors.
It's a catchy name, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't mind it.
So,
I just wanted to focus on the content instead.
So you started at a solar company, and then thought maybe there's a market for this, and maybe you can add your personal touch, and people can maybe sort of get to know and learn your character and what you're about, I guess, through your videos.
Exactly.
Which goes back to sort of what we were talking about before. They sort of can maybe try and get people to relate to you and stuff. Yeah. So what sort of stuff? So with your page or your social media following, you're sort of basically just doing videos with customers that you've done work for, and you just get their honest feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think it all ends after the sale.
Okay.
The thing is,
that's a really good attitude to have.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on afterwards.
Yeah.
So like even you give them all the information before they buy it.
Yep.
There's still some uncertainty.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we can't go through everything.
Yep.
So you need to follow up with them afterwards, after the install.
Yep. Just
to see how they're going, if they're utilizing the best out of their solar.
Okay.
So I think that's really important.
Okay.
Because imagine this. Imagine trying to buy, say, like a $8,000 to $10,000 system.
Yep.
And you don't know anything about solar.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's good for I guess the environment, but I know nothing about it.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. So what got you into? I'm gonna get you on the spot. So what got you into our solar? And you seem passionate too about it. You don't just seem like you're just sort of into solar, just trying to make money. You actually seem sort of like you're passionate about what you're doing.
Absolutely,
man.
man.
Tell us a bit about that.
Ever since I was young, I just had a huge dislike for the electricity companies.
Okay.
I knew how much they were ripping people off.
Yep. And you probably heard, I guess, you probably heard your parents get bills and be like, bloody, how much is this?
Yeah, they're just jacking up the prices.
Yeah.
It's hated when someone has the monopoly on a huge population.
Okay.
Of society.
Yep.
And then that was always in the back of my head.
Yep.
And while I used to be a roof plumber before this.
Oh, really?
And Uber driver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know, man. And
even I've learned something.
Yeah. And then what happened was I just picked up this random passenger.
Yep.
And he offered me a job in solar. This was my older job. And he was from a marketing company.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just decided to give it a crack. And yeah, just loved it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something because being a roof plumber, that was great. It's not really making an impact.
Yeah. Okay.
At least this way I can actually see the impact. I can see the before and after.
Yep.
Seeing the customer actually see a benefit.
Okay.
Mm.
So, well, that probably good segue into our next one. So, what is the benefit of solar?
Heaps, man. You just get number one thing.
Yeah.
Is it's even on my page. So my goal is just to have all the homeowners in Australia just take that first step into self-sufficiency.
Yep.
So that way you don't have to keep relying on people.
Yep.
Like relying on the retailers to give you electricity.
Yep.
So solar's not the be all end all.
Yep.
It's just one step in that direction.
Yep. So obviously solar would contribute to a certain percentage to your normal power that comes to your property, whilst I guess maybe saving on bills and stuff like that. Which
definitely.
I'm no expert, but I'd assume that's probably so you're just pretty much converting natural energy into usable energy.
Yeah. So what's happening is during the daylight hours.
Yep.
Excuse me. And when the sun hits the panels, so there's actually the silicon in the panels.
Okay.
It absorbs the photons.
Okay.
From the UV rays, and the child creates electrons and runs through the wires.
Yep.
And goes to the inverter, that transforms it to AC.
Yep.
Energy, and that's what you use in the house.
Okay.
So whenever it's daytime.
So that's why you see those big boxes.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're just transforming the energy from DC to AC.
Okay.
And so basically during the day, that's when the solar's producing.
Yep.
All the energy you can use, that'll go towards all your electrical stuff.
And I've always wanted to know this, but with solar, does it actually have to be sunny, or does it just have to be not raining? I guess, or I don't even know how it works. But I just assume that because I know you get UV even if the sun's not out.
Yeah.
Or you got cloud cover and stuff. So I assume getting that energy would be the same.
So as long as there's daylight outside, Jace, it'll be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, if it's cloudy, it won't be as efficient.
Yep.
But as long as there's sun outside, it'll be more efficient.
Okay. That's really interesting. So you've got your page and you're following. So what exactly do you do? Do you yourself just sort of quote the system up for a customer? So you meet with the customer first, get some idea on what they want, and then do you just quote up a system to suit what they want, but I guess efficiency as well you have in mind, I'd assume.
So personally, I like that personal touch. We have the face-to-face.
Yep.
Because I know there are a lot of companies out there that just sit on their computer.
Yep.
Go on Google and map out the system and just give them a quote.
Yep.
So I always like to have the face-to-face, have a look at the house, if there's any shading.
Yep.
And find out what the customer wants.
Yep.
What their usage patterns are, things like that.
Okay.
And then quote them a system.
Yep.
And if they like it, we can go to help them out and get it installed on the day.
Yep.
Well, obviously not get installed on the day, but book an install date.
Yep. Yep.
And if they want to have a night to think about it, I can always come back and.
Yep. Yeah. So you're because the way when I was into sales, the sort of the way I used to always approach it is I sort of tell them what I guess I'm an ambassador for. So I tell them the product, but then if they purchase it from me or whatever, it didn't bother me. You know what I mean? So I used to tell them what product and what I'm about and what the product's about. But then I actually used to tell them go home, do your research, because I always knew what our product was always really well priced. So I said, go do your research, understand it, and then make sure it's for you, and then come back and 9 times out of 10 you always get that person back, because it's that sort of personal touch that they're probably not used to when someone's passionate or selling a product to you. There's a lot of I guess people in sales that just worry about I guess their personal benefits rather than actually what it seems like yourself being passionate about what you're doing. And if you're passionate about what you're doing, the personal benefits will come naturally.
Exactly, man.
100%. You can't you know what I mean, and people get that people can see you're genuine through that. You're not just so for example, you doing what you just spoke about, you doing your own personal page, that's a personal touch, whereas other salespeople in that industry might not do that. But that's something you've just done off your own. Like, you didn't get told to do that. You just done that because that you've got a passion in what you do.
Yeah.
And you just want to show, get the word out there, and whether they still come to you, but like at least they can see, like over someone else that you're more passionate, more genuine in that area, I guess. Because that's the easiest way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's from what I take from it. But what, we'll give them a plug. What company do you work for, if you're happy to name it?
100% for United Solar Energy.
Okay, and they've been around for a while, I'd assume?
Oh, yeah, since 2009.
Oh, okay.
A long time.
Yeah, because sort of, I remember sort of growing up, all of a sudden there was heaps of solar companies around, but I'd imagine not all of them have stayed around.
Oh, man, they're actually horrendous.
And there'd be some rogue people in the industry,
Man, don't even get me started on that, bro. They're unbelievable. They're like, they're the ones that just pump out all these cheap systems, and then years later they're gone.
Yeah, when someone needs a warranty, or I just from you telling me that, I relate it to like, say you go buy a used car at a lot. You go buy a used car and they upsell you, 5 or 10 years worth of warranty for like $2,000, $3,000, and then when you need that warranty, that lot's just a vacant lot.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, it's like,
tell me that.
You know what I mean?
That's probably some of the hardest objections in the solar industry. There's a lot of people out there that just look at the size of the system and then price. Because we're not one of the cheapest systems.
And that's a very good point. Cheaper, no matter what it is, cheaper is not always better.
Exactly. Man.
You're better off paying a little bit. It's still not overpriced, but you're better off paying a little bit more to have that company support if you need it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to pay, I don't know the pricing, but if you're going to pay 10 or say 6,000 for, I assume, a Chinese system, with no offices here and all overseas and just people that install it, or you're going to pay 8,000 for your system, but then you're only a phone call away. By going off, your social media stuff, like you go out there, you have no issue chatting to them, sorting warranties out, sorting issues out. If they need anything, that you're a call away. Having a company here, which one would you rather?
Exactly, man. That's one of the challenges we have to try and portray to the customer.
Yeah, and a lot of it's a shame because a lot of people don't realize that you're better off paying a little bit more for that support and that quality than not. And this is a whole different subject, but that's probably why the Australian workforce has gone to shit. You know what I mean? If you think outside the box, that's why, because everyone's buying online and overseas, and then for cheap, and then all the companies that are willing to give you that support and product quality are leaving because they can't compete. So you got so we spoke about your social media, your stuff. So if anyone wanted to sort of I guess explore that idea of solar energy a little bit more, what's the best way to sort of get onto you, or best way to address it?
Yeah, it's either give me a call.
Yep.
On 0423 748 912.
Plug the number, classic.
Yeah. Or even just jump on my webpage.
Yep.
On my Facebook page.
Yep.
And just request some info.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll link your page down. Did you want to link United as well down?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I'll grab all those details off you later. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, I guess. Well, in my eyes, coal is definitely not the way of the future, bro.
Oh, definitely not.
It's such a old. I don't know, man. I can go off on another tangent, but
no, go for it, man.
But I just think like politicians and shit of older generation have no idea, man.
That's true. Man.
While it may be needed now, they should be looking at other ways to. Because I know it seems like a really dirty way of doing it. Whereas solar energy seems like what you pay at one lump sum. That maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's probably systems that you can't be 100% off solar probably at the moment, but I mean, I don't know, 30-40%. I'd assume is probably the average.
But
But
the savings
no, percentage of power from solar. So say
of your total daily
yeah.
usage. Oh, it's actually a bit more, man.
Is it? So it's
Yeah.
advanced a little bit than I would have thought.
So if you have, like, for example, as long as you're running, say, like the dishwasher, washing machine, dryer.
Yep.
Those are the big users. If you use that during the day.
Yep.
And it'll help if they have one partner at home during the day as well.
So when you do a system, when you install a solar system, is it just certain things that the solar would run? So say, for example, if the house is wired up in 3 sections, do you just say, okay, we'll make this bit of the house run off solar, or does it just integrate in the whole house as normal as a percentage?
Integrates the whole house.
Okay.
So it connects straight to the switchboard.
Okay.
And connect to the meter.
Okay. So does it just sort of drain the solar and then kick the energy from other sources back in?
Yeah, so what'll happen, Jace, is let's say you're at home.
Yep.
Right, and you have a 5 kilowatt system on your roof.
Yep.
So every hour it's creating roughly 5 kilowatts.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4, give or take.
Yep.
Let's say you turn the washing machine on.
Yep.
And it's using 2 kilowatt hours.
Yep.
2 kilowatts for that. That time it's being used, and the solar's producing, let's say, 3. So what'll happen is the solar will cover that 2 kilowatts.
Yep.
And the other one will be sold back to the grid.
Okay, so so not only are they saving money, they're sort of putting power back into the grid.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. In my eyes, it's a win-win.
Yeah, man.
I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah, and then if you go on holidays.
Yep.
Like 2 weeks, all that energy solar's producing, being sold back to the grid, you'll probably come back to a profit.
Yeah, and you can't complain with a profit. These days, it's where can you go and get something like that can actually put you in the plus?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's disgusting seeing people pay their electricity bills.
Yeah,
just keep going up and up.
Well, I know personally, man. Like, we've got a lot of people. Yeah, we've got a lot of people in this house, but even at like my folks' house, man, like, it seems like some of the bills they're getting for like just 2 people that don't use it much or whatever. It just seems a bit ridiculous, man.
It's bullshit, man.
I might have to put them in your way.
Yeah.
Put them your way, brother.
Definitely, man. Because you know that last year there was about 117% increase in people getting their electricity cut off because they couldn't afford to pay it.
Really?
I
would never know that.
That's in Victoria.
I would never know that.
89% increase in South Australia. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
So this obviously, man, solar's the way of the future.
Because what people are doing these days, Jace, is they're actually budgeting their whole life around paying their electricity bill.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Yeah, especially if they've, a family of 2 with 4 kids or something. It can, I suppose it can strain. You can get a bit strained with that sort of setup. But if there's anything that can help you out, why not explore it, So that's probably my advice if you've been thinking about it or want to know, even just obligation free, want to know more info about solar, probably head to which will link it down below, head to your personal page, give you a message. And then I've known Vish since school days, and he's probably the least dodgiest dude I know. So if you do watch this and you are looking for solar, why go to Joe Blow when I'll give him my personal guarantee that he'll look after you. Absolutely. You better look after him.
Absolutely, man. Definitely.
My name's on the line. But yeah, so that's sort of, I think, that's what I wanted to cover. So I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, good, man.
I think the listeners got a bit of an insight into solar and just what it's about and what it can do for them.
Yeah.
So, but we'll link everything. I'll link everything below, and we'll go from there, man.
Awesome, man.
Good to catch up with you, brother.
Likewise, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, good, man. So you were in sales bit as well, were you?
Hey?
Were you in sales as well?
Just like in the automotive industry. So,